Hello, happy Wednesday, everybody. I hope you're having a great week. My biggest exciting news is that I actually got a standing desktop. So I'm super pumped to be standing up and not sitting so much. Okay, so today we are going to be talking about LinkedIn, LinkedIn publishing articles specifically, just that strategy. And kind of why you want to, why it's important. And then I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show you all how to do that. So first of all, let's just talk about, and if you're here, please ask questions, chime in. I'm going to have my chat off to the side. So if you have any questions while I plug along, please don't hesitate to ask away. That's what we're here for. It's what the goal is of these teachings every week, is to really show up and just kind of bring to you the latest and the greatest and support you with marketing your law firm. So articles on LinkedIn are very different than making a post on LinkedIn. So the difference being, and I'm going to show you kind of what that looks like. One being, this is, here is my blog. I want to share it with you, like it, comment, and that sort of thing. A published article in LinkedIn is more a robust way of building your LinkedIn profile. And once you post an article that's added to the articles section of your profile, it will be shared with the connections and the followers in the newsfeed. And sometimes it used to constantly send out shared notifications. It would let everybody know when you had published an article. So you would get instant notifications, so-and-so published an article. And they still do that sometimes. So it makes it so that the people who don't follow you or aren't connected with you have access to that content through your profile. And what it does is it really gives you this robust, great LinkedIn profile. And it can give you a lot more juice behind your content. So as opposed to dropping a link to your blog, the content resides right then and there within the platform. It's attached to your profile, which makes your profile looks better. One of the things that I want to just share with you all is that the highest converting and most valuable, I guess, content or approach to all things when you're thinking strategy is organic search. And this is a way to get your own valuable organic content in a way that's searchable within the platform. It's going to make you an expert in your arena. And so you really want to make sure that if this isn't something that you're doing, that you go in and you can grab some of the content, look back at maybe some of your blogs and start thinking about sprinkling this in, maybe a weekly published article through your LinkedIn to really kind of position you as an authority in your industry. So posting regular and valuable content in what you're doing is going to hands down get you shown within the platform, making you an expert in your arena. There is an insane amount of spam going on in LinkedIn right now. I don't know if you all have seen it, but it just has exploded. It is a battlefield breaking through. You have to show up very, very qualified as a leader, not spammy at all. And so if you are even thinking about launching a B2B strategy, I would highly recommend that you make sure that you have some of these articles published in your profile, because it's going to help make it more robust. And I don't know about you, but when somebody's inboxing me, you can kind of know right away, right? You have to be very hands-on, and I'm going to go over some of the things that you should be doing with your LinkedIn when it comes to an inbox, or even if you're not doing a full-blown LinkedIn inbox strategy, but you're in there and you're being active and you're responding to people. But I don't know about you, but when you see those spammy ones, I just glaze by them. I I don't even initiate a conversation. But if I feel like there's some good organic relationship building and that this is a conversation that could go somewhere, maybe going somewhere, then I will go over to their profile. 100% will go over to their profile and I'll check it out and make sure that it's, robust and it's not looking spammy. And this is one of the things that I look at. So make sure that this is a good qualified thing that you're doing consistently. If you're going to start and launch a B2B strategy, I would highly recommend that you do this. Okay, so a couple of things I want to break down for you because this should be something that's in your funnel framework. If I'm going to launch a funnel or a B2B strategy with LinkedIn, or this is something that I'm going to be present to, I want you to just kind of think about a few things. First of all, you want to make sure that you identify your ideal target market, your ideal avatar in LinkedIn. This will be very, very different than your Facebook or your Instagram target. You want to be thinking about the needs and the wants and the pains and the desires of the people in that platform that are important to you to develop the relationship. So within Facebook and within Instagram, your target market is your clients, the people that you want to be converting, that you want to hire you and you want to retain you. In the LinkedIn space, the conversation and the topics and the content is going to be very different because there your target and your ideal avatar is more so your B2B people, your power partners, the people that you want to lock arms with, the people that you want to make sure that you're getting referrals from and you have a power and partnership with those people. And so the content's going to be a little bit different. Your ideal avatar is going to be very different. And I do talk about repurposing the same content in those platforms, and you can tweak it so that you can use the same content, but you definitely have to do that. You want to make sure that you're doing that. So step one is identifying who your target market, who that ideal avatar is. Map it out, write it out. Highly recommend that. Number two, make sure that the offer that you're putting out there speaks into the benefits and the pains of that ideal avatar. You want to make sure that you're speaking into sharing with them the things that maybe they don't know that they need to know, that would make them pick up the phone and call you and say, I want to make sure that I'm connecting with this person. And make sure that your profile is mirroring all of that. Don't be general at all in your LinkedIn profile. If you're very clear who your ideal avatar is, I want you to focus on the benefits by them using your services and make your profile very, very connected to that. Number three, do some research. I would say if you know somebody that you are connected with, that's a good friend, a relative, what have you, that is sitting in that ideal avatar seat, ask them questions. I would definitely ask them how they're using LinkedIn. Make sure that you're spending time tweaking your content to make sure that you're speaking into the lingo that they say back to you when you're interviewing them and asking them, why are you in there? What would be valuable? How could I show up in a valuable way? And use some of that, write down, even record it, what have you, and use some of that terminology and that language when you're in LinkedIn and you're going through and you're creating your content. And then number four, I kind of spoke about this a little bit, optimizing your LinkedIn profile. It's not necessarily more about the banner and the headline and that thing, but I really want to make sure that you have your profile segmented so that you are showing up in the expert in that seat for those people that you are targeting. So, for example, sometimes a lot of people will have 2 or 3 businesses. If you're doing a LinkedIn campaign and that's where you're targeting your, or that's where you're launching your lead gen strategy, you have got to make sure that your LinkedIn profile only has that as it's highlighted, expert, guru, arena, content, all of that. Sometimes I see people, it's really confusing because they'll have 3 different businesses and they're all streamlined into that one LinkedIn profile. And it's not really a great approach, especially because, like I was mentioning before, there's a lot of people in there right now doing B2B strategies, and it's tricky because if somebody comes into my inbox and I'm like, this is a good person that I probably want to collaborate with and talk with, and then I go to their profile and I see them compared to somebody else. And this one here, think about it, put yourself in their perspective. This one over here, that's what they do and that's all that they do. But this person over here, they have like several different maybe revenue streams, branding, positioning, all of that. I'm going to go over here. So just make sure that you're paying attention to your ideal avatar always within your LinkedIn profile. And then the fifth thing I'm going to talk about, this is your content strategy, making sure that you have it all mapped out. And I really want to grab onto that because I feel a lot of times, especially lately, that people will forget the goal and they'll just start writing content. But I really want you all to just be really, really intentional with the content that you're creating and that you have mapped out in the close and the call to action that you're asking for whatever campaign you're launching. So sometimes people will be like, we have 5 lead gen tools that we can put out there. I highly recommend you don't put all 5 out from one week to the next. What I would highly recommend that you do is think about, okay, we're in the LinkedIn space. Who's my ideal avatar? What's the best strategy for getting this out there? Publishing articles should be one of them. But make sure, like, I'm just going to grab onto something. I was looking at the content that Molly had put out about LinkedIn in previous training, and she had said that she never, ever, ever drops her LinkedIn links through her Facebook because she loses that SEO juice for the content. But remember, her goal in that strategy was a content strategy to get found and for speaking engagements and to get published and that sort of thing. Sometimes the goal is to build your profile, your LinkedIn profile. So if you want to connect with the people that you have in Facebook or your power partners, you want to bring them over to the LinkedIn space, it's not a bad idea. So just be really, really clear with your content, what the call to action is, what the close is, and that sort of thing. And make sure that when you're in the LinkedIn space, one of the things you really want to do is make sure that you're driving traffic to connect with me, contact me, message me, that sort of thing. So I am going to come over here now, and I am going to share my screen, and I'm going to publish an article in my LinkedIn profile. So this is what you want to do. You want to hover on over to, this is my LinkedIn feed. And so you can start a post here. This is how you would just publish, like if I was going to drop a link to a blog, very similar to what's here. This is like, a tune in to Spotify. Here's my podcast. These are all, very much good, effective LinkedIn, droppings of lead gen tools, podcasts, that sort of thing. But you don't want to do that. What you want to do is you want to go over here and you want to write an article. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take over here to find I'm going to take this one over here because I haven't pushed this through my LinkedIn profile. I'm the worst at doing my own social. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to pop this over here into my headline. Super simple, like the cobbler. So the cobbler that has no shoes or what have you. And then I'm going to grab this part here, and I'm just going to park this. I'm just grabbing content. I'm just repurposing it because if somebody's not in this group, they're not going to see this content that I wrote. So I'm going to leverage it. I'm going to put it in the LinkedIn space. And then make sure that when you close this, I'm going to put in here, if you have any questions, please feel free to message me direct. Here in LinkedIn, or Roslyn at eaglemarketingflow.com. Okay, so the only other thing you want to do here is add a picture. Pictures are super easy. I'm going to share with you, and I can drop some links in here. I use Unsplash, Pexels, and then Pixabay. So I'm just going to go in here and I'm going to go, okay, I want a LinkedIn graphic. because this is talking about LinkedIn. And one thing you want to pay attention to when you're using graphics, don't go with, oh, this is the one that I like best. Never, ever, ever do that. What you really want to look at is, okay, if I'm scrolling through a newsfeed, what would make me stop and click? So don't necessarily look at this and go, oh, this is LinkedIn, I'm going to pick this one here. You really want to go through this and look at it from a place of what grabs you. Like for some reason, this one's grabbing me. This one kind of grabs me too. Oh, that one's different. So just look at it from a place of not so much, and I like this one too because it's pink and it kind of throws you off, but what would get me to stop in the middle of my newsfeed and click on that article? So I think I'm gonna go this one. I really like that one. And this is a free download, so it's gonna download it straight to my desktop. I'm gonna add this one to my pictures so that I can just pop it in here. If it's gonna let me, so it should be pretty simple. I actually don't like that one. I'm gonna grab something else. And I think it's probably because that way that one was captured. But spend some time making sure you're going through this. We can go to another one. I'm gonna go grab another one and see if I can find something better in one of these other ones. These are all free. And I'm gonna go with the square instead. That one doesn't have anything. So all three of these are great ways to just kind of grab different pictures, and they're all free. I like, well, I don't know that that one will fit, so I'm going to keep looking. I think I'm going to go back to this one. And I think I'm going to grab this one here. Spend more time on the picture than I did on the article. But basically you see that this is pretty much, I'm just repurposing content. I'm putting it into my published articles. And then this is going to show up in my profile as a published article. And it will send some notifications out to the people that I'm connected with that I put content out there, that I publish some content. And it's going to make my profile look a little bit more robust so that when people look at it, when I'm doing that inbox strategy, I don't like that. That's making me cringy, but I'll fix it. So don't spend too much time on that. Just go in and find another picture. But then you're just going to hit publish. And actually that doesn't look bad. And then you're just going to put in here, if you want to know more about LinkedIn funnel frameworks, check out my article below and let me know if you have any questions. And then I'm just going to add, I'm big on emojis. I don't know if you all know this. Emojis convert better. And I'm going to add in some hashtags here. I'm going to add in legal marketing. And I'm going to hit publish. So now this is going to show up in my, and I could share this on Facebook, I could share on Twitter, I could share on my groups. I'm not going to do that. But now this is going to show up on my profile as a published article. So it's just one more thing to kind of make your toolbox look a little bit, more robust. And it's definitely, if you have content, this is definitely something that you want to make sure that you're grabbing that content and you're putting it in there. It doesn't have to take a long time. Like, this is something that your assistant could definitely do. If you have somebody already blogging for you, just ask them to make sure that they're adding some of this stuff into your LinkedIn profile as a published article, as opposed to a post. So I hope that's helpful. If you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to reach out. We are here for you. I hope you're having a great week, and we will see you next week, same time.